about last week's game, starting off with a track meet, both y'all just scoring like crazy, and then it seemed like the momentum kind of turned midway through the second quarter, and then right out of halftime, you guys just defensively stopped them. And I guess my question would be, what was the changing factor in that?
I think a lot of the momentum shifted whenever Casey got that first pick. It kind of got them off schedule, and then we went and scored right off that. I think that was a big momentum shift in the game, and then, we got the ball to open up the second half, which we went and took it right down the field and scored, and I think that was the other part of that. And the only thing that really, when the momentum stayed with us for most of the second half until they got that onside kick, and when that happened, it kind of shifted back, but. Eastlake's a good football team. I don't really think a lot of people understand how El Paso plays good football, and they're well coached, and their kids care a lot about it, and playing them over there in that atmosphere was a different deal, man. But I was real proud of how we played and how we, the energy we had, and thought we played well the whole game.
You mentioned the energy, and with all the conditions that were there, no fans, the long road trip. You guys came out fast, putting up 21 points right off the bat. Was there anything that just kind of surprised you the most?
I'm not really surprised. We traveled really good. You could just kind of tell that whole day we were excited, and we stopped in Fort Stockton and had a little walk through and ate some lunch, and you could just tell there was a little buzz. And when we got there, it was different. It was a completely empty stadium except for the two football teams, and warm up was real quiet, and the game was pretty quiet, but I thought we handled all that real well. We kind of, we had a lot of energy on our sideline, and we carry that over to Thursday, and hopefully that'll help.
You talk about Eastlake. Not that it's necessarily a part of the question, but impressive that they move up, a classification and then make the playoffs and push you guys like they did in the first half. I guess kind of feeding off that though. How impressed are you with the overall play of y'all's defense?
I think we're getting better. We got some people back healthy. That helped. We played a few weeks there, really since the Midland game. That game on until Eastlake, we were missing several of our pieces on defense, and getting those guys back made a big difference. It helped. It gave us more depth. They were leaders of the team. So just getting those guys back made a difference for us over there, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going.
The two guys that were carrying, aside from Malachi,
right?
Sam and Jalen, both. I feel like they were very efficient running the football, and also efficient with blocking for one another. I guess kind of just talk about.
Yeah, they complemented each other really well. Sam ran the ball great. Ran it, the way we like to see him go. He's a north and south guy. He's going to go find the first down, and that's important to our offense. And Jalen's got a little bit of a shake or whatever you want to call it. He's got some ability. He can find an open hole, and he's got some lateral movement. And since we've been using him some back there, it's helped our offense quite a bit. And both of them blocked well. They both blocked extremely well. I thought our whole football team blocked extremely well. Our receivers were highly involved and active, and when we're like that, it's a tough offense, and we got to play that way, in these playoffs for sure. We've got to have everybody's effort 100%.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask about Jalen running the ball more. If that was kind of a plan, also, and it sounds like it was, but also, like you mentioned, as Malachi goes, the offense goes,
right.
The team goes, and when he's rolling and protecting the ball and it's pretty hard to stop. Is that kind of? Do you feel like you can pretty much beat anybody in this region as long as?
Well, I'm not going to say that. I haven't even seen everybody in this region, but Mal is a big part of what we do. And everyone knows that. Every opponent we play knows that. We run the kind of offense where your quarterback has to be that way, and he's done a great job. I think our offensive line has played well, extremely well. And what we just said about the backs and the receivers. Defensively, we're a little bit undersized. We're going to run into some teams that they're going to be quite a bit bigger than us. But what we have to do is take advantage of what we're good at. And our our strengths are our quickness and our way that we can get to the football, and that's how we're going to have to do it. And our football team's excited to be where we're at. It's been a weird year. It's been a lot of weird things. Just a lot of things are out of whack. But I feel like we're right where we want to be, and we've got a great opportunity on Thursday to keep this thing going.
Just quickly on Malachi, and I guess you could just throw in the entire senior class. I feel like this is an obvious answer, but I guess just like, well, let me reword it then. How happy are you that those guys got a gold ball?
Yeah, I mean, extremely happy for all of them. Mal's been on our varsity since he was a sophomore and been our quarterback almost that whole time. There were a game and a half that he wasn't, and it was unfortunate the way it all happened, but he's been our starter for almost 3 years. And we're used to winning playoff games around here, and we wanted this senior class not to graduate without one, and especially him, because he's been on our varsity for a while and been a high-profile player, and he deserves it. We were in a really tough district that kind of last 2 years, and the thing that was the toughest part about that thing was just when you have to go play teams that are that much bigger than you all the time, it wears you out, And then we played 2 high-quality opponents in the playoffs those 2 years. Both those teams went pretty deep, and we didn't have a chance to get one. But getting him one is a big deal. Hopefully we can continue and see where it goes.
Moving on to the area around you guys, on a kind of sort of a short week playing on Thursday with Eastlake at Abilene. Can you kind of tell us about that? Yeah,
I mean, they're a good football team, obviously. When you play anybody in this region in the playoffs, it's going to be a really good football team. And they got a great quarterback, kind of like ours. He runs the ball well, throws it well. They got 2 flashy running backs that can go. Got a big 6'6" receiver. Offensive line is the biggest we've seen this year. And they played some good teams, and they've beaten some good teams. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. Their defense is fast and solid. Probably the best overall team we've played all year. Maybe not. Midland Lee, I'd say Midland Lee was probably, in that same realm. But these guys are a formidable opponent, and we've got a lot to get ready for. But the attitude has been fantastic, and I think we'll be ready on Thursday.
Just kind of looking at the games that they lost, I know their first loss, they had like 7 turnovers against Hebron, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, one thing that kind of stood out to me was the other team was able to run the ball pretty well against them. Is that something that y'all's approach is?
Well, yeah, we're going to, we're going to stay who we are. We've kind of established what our MO is, and we're not going to change that now. We would love to run the ball. I mean, that's anytime you can run the ball and have success, it's the best thing there is in football. Sometimes we're just not able to do it with the consistency that we want to be able to against people that are, sometimes we got a little size disadvantage. So what we got to do, and what we always do as an offense, is we take advantage of what they are giving us. We try to figure it out. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But we try to figure it out, see what they're giving us, see what they're allowing us to do, and then take advantage of it. And if we're able to do that, I feel really good. And sometimes you can get that accomplished, and then sometimes you just don't. So, but really, we don't go into games thinking one thing or the other. We study, and we have a plan. But then when you get there, that sometimes you got to make an adjustment. So, we're going to do whatever they allow us to do.
And I kind of liked last week you making a comparison of who Eastlake was like that you'll have faced this season.
Right.
I guess with that, who's Eastlake?
Well, I mean, if I had to pick a team that we've played that they're a lot like it'd probably be A&M Consolidated. Solid defense, a lot of speed on defense. Really athletic up front. They've got a defensive end I think he's going to Iowa State, and the guy's a real deal. And A&M had a couple of defensive front guys that were like that. Quarterback's similar. Runs the ball extremely well. Tough, hard runner. He's not a guy that's going to slide or any of that. He's going to go head first when he has to. And he throws the ball well, and they've got good skill people. So it's going to be a big challenge. We're going to have to have 11 guys around the football a lot. And if, our offense is pretty good too. So we'll see where it goes.
I guess with that being said, what do you see this game coming down to factor-wise?
Probably like it always does, turnovers. When we don't turn the ball over, like I've said many times, we're a pretty good football team. And we didn't turn it over against Eastlake, and you saw the result, And we created some turnovers. So, and those were big plays against Eastlake. They were drive stoppers and momentum changers. So, it usually comes down to that. It usually comes down to mistakes and penalties, or mistakes and turnovers. So, if we can limit that stuff, I think we'll be right in the middle of it.
How much does playing a short week on Thursday? How much does that affect your preparation? What does it change?
Yeah, it really doesn't. It doesn't change much for us because the way we prepare for a Friday game, we don't do much on Thursday. We have a kick the field that morning, and by 9 a.m. we're done, and we don't do anything else till Friday night. So it's not going to affect us much. We'll probably just keep the same exact thing where we kick the field Thursday morning, because we're not going to load buses till 2 or so. So, and then they'll go to school and come back, and it'll just be as normal as we can make it. And I'm excited about the Thursday game because the following week, if you're fortunate enough to win this thing, the following week you can't play on Friday. And so having a Thursday game gives you a chance to have a little more rest, and then it gives you the options of what you want to do next week, whether you want to go Thursday or Saturday, And if I just think it gives you an advantage for the following week. That's a long ways away, obviously, and there's a lot that has to be done, but I think that's something that you got to always prepare and see what's going to happen down the road. So that's the main reason, and I'm glad it's Thursday.
And of course, this isn't a home game, but it really is kind of like a home game. One of the few games this year
Yeah.
where you've got to play at home or close to home, plus playing at ACU at their new stadium for the first time.
Yeah.
How much excitement?
Yeah, we're excited. Being the home team, we're excited about that. It's like basically a home game for us. It's 90 miles away, which out here in West Texas is, that's close. So we're excited, man. What we're most excited about is that our students, our band, our cheerleaders, our fans are going to get to attend the game. It's a big stadium. I think if you want to go, you'll be able to get a ticket, hopefully. And the students, which is what this is all about, will be able to be there. The auxiliary parts of Friday night will get to be there, and those are super important. Like I said, playing last week to an empty stadium is not why we do this. We do this because we love the game, but we also do it because it's a community event. And a lot of people enjoy it. So, this week we'll get to do that.
And just as more of just curiosity, I know you're focused on Eaton, but looking around at Region 1 this weekend, was there anything that kind of surprised you at all?
Prosper beating Marcus was not a surprise, but I didn't realize that Marcus's quarterback wasn't playing, and that kind of made that a little more not a surprise, I guess. Prosper's really good. I got to watch that game on the live stream deal, and both teams were exceptional. And I didn't get to see Bowie play, but I know a lot about them. We've played them before, and I know they're always solid, really athletic and good. So, we're worrying about this one, like you said, and when that one's, if we're fortunate enough to still be in this thing, we'll get a chance to go watch that game because it's going to be on Saturday. So I hadn't given a lot of thought other than that to it. Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry for the long. We're not going to, since Rachel